Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are a parent who wants to take your kids backpacking, but you feel overwhelmed by that thought, you are not alone. You know, when we talk with parents, especially of young children, we've heard the same objections when it comes to backpacking over and over again. Their hesitations will be when they ask questions like, where do I start? What gear do I need? And what about when my baby blows out their diaper? So in this video, I would like to share with you some of the things that we have learned about backpacking with children over the last 13 years, and hopefully it will inspire you to get out there and adventure with your little ones too. Well, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, welcome to the Climb High YouTube channel, where we share our adventures and we equip families to explore the great outdoors together. I am so glad that you're here, and I hope that you'll consider subscribing and supporting the channel in that way if you find that our videos bring you value and inspiration. It costs you nothing, but it means so much to us. And with that, let's get into the video. Now, the evidence is there. Kids thrive outdoors. Backpacking especially builds resilience and curiosity and a sense of adventure. The goal with kids isn't distance or speed, it's connection and it's wonder and it's a little bit of dirt. Okay, it's actually a lot of dirt, but the truth is that we live in a culture that is characterized by softness, not grit. And kids, these days, kids spend so much of their time in front of screens or doing sedentary activities, and it's easy, right, to let them slip into these patterns because it's the path of least resistance. It makes our lives easier when our kids are distracted by screens and not bothering us so that we can accomplish other things. But just because it's easier doesn't make it better. Research shows us again and again how healthy it is for kids and for adults to spend time in nature. And so as the parent, you can give them that experience. You just have to be willing to show up and to make it happen. My very best memories growing up are when my parents took me backpacking. And it wasn't always easy. There were trips where we lost the trail. We blundered into a nest of hornets more than once. Sometimes, especially with a backpack on, the miles felt ridiculously long. Or it poured rain and all of our gear got soaked. There was this one time when my mom fell and damaged her ankle severely, and she had to be ferried out on horseback by some backcountry cowboys. But the truth is that in spite of those hardships, or maybe even because of them, we made meaningful, lasting memories. We did hard things, and they were good for us. So you might be asking, what gear do you actually need to go backpacking with your kids? First off, obviously, you're going to need backpacks, right? The rule of thumb here is that kids are going to carry a light load and adults will carry the bulk. And it's important for you to have the right fitting backpack for both you and your child. Getting this right or not getting it right can really make or break your trip. You're also going to want to have sleeping gear, a lightweight tent, warm sleeping bags, and unless you're interested in sleeping on the ground, which I'm personally not, you're going to want an inflatable sleeping pad. When it comes to clothing, you actually need a lot less than you might think, but especially if you're backpacking in the mountains or anywhere where you've got a lot of temperature fluctuations, you're going to want layers. You'll also want proper hiking shoes, and definitely don't wear cotton. It goes without saying that on any trip, you're going to want to bring water and food. And the emphasis here for food is that you want to choose items that are lightweight, high calorie, and definitely tasty. You want things that both you and your child are going to enjoy eating on the trail. You're also going to want to have a cook system, something lightweight that can boil water. There are a lot of options out there, but most backpackers carry a Jetboil or some other butane stove because, let's face it, who would ever want to go backpacking without the ability to make coffee? You're also going to want a water filtration system because nobody wants Giardia. Another vital piece of gear is going to be a first aid kit. You will want to have a headlamp or a flashlight to navigate and see at night. maps of the area that you're hiking in, and even possibly an emergency GPS unit. You know, for a lot of parents, especially with small children, this can be an extra feature that just provides a little bit more security. We will get into the nitty-gritty details of the specific pieces of gear that you would need for a trip in a separate video, but let me just say that sometimes people get to this point of talking about gear and they get overwhelmed by this topic, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. So stay tuned for gear lists and our top recommended items in a future video, or you can head over to our website, which should be up and online in a couple of weeks, where you will find a lot more informational content on this topic. Now, a lifesaver on the trail is to turn hiking into game. So play a game and let your child's legs eat up those miles while you're guessing animals or you're putting imaginary items into your suitcase. And if that last sentence didn't make sense to you, watch for another video that we'll be putting out on the topic of best hiking games that you can do with your kids. Another key thing to remember here is that you need to let the kids set the pace. It's going to be slow, and that's okay. Start with 1 to 3 mile trips, ideally with something like a beautiful lake as the destination. You're going to want to take breaks often, bring lots of snacks. We personally find, that we're always craving salty snacks, especially during the warm summer months. And so that might be your jam, but bring a variety. Don't worry terribly much about everything being organic and ultra healthy. It's amazing. It is amazing how many miles you can talk your 6-year-old into hiking if you just keep reminding them that there are more M&Ms waiting for them at the next break. Now, when you're starting out, pick a trail that is easy with low mileage and that has water access. You could ask a friend for recommendations, somebody who loves hiking, and most of the time, if you find that friend, the hard part will be getting them to stop talking about all of their favorite trails. Speaking of trails, AllTrails is a great app that we use. There's some fantastic resources out there that can help you choose the best route for a beginner trip. They'll give you trail conditions and reviews and a lot of helpful safety information. Speaking of safety, it's also important to check weather and conditions. Backpacking, especially when you're starting out in it, is really not super fun when it's pouring rain the whole time. So be sure to keep an eye on the forecast and plan your dates accordingly. Also, on the topic of safety, tell someone your plan. Life happens and sometimes things go sideways, and we certainly don't want that to happen with our kids, but just in case, be sure to let someone know where you're going, when you're going, and when you plan on being back. And above all, when you're going with kids, keep expectations flexible. One of the most important skills that you can have with children out in the backcountry is just being flexible and learning to pivot. Sometimes you'll need to adjust your mileage, and sometimes you'll need to adjust your time frame, and that's okay. The goal is to enjoy the experience. It's not about earning bragging rights on how many miles you bagged. So in conclusion, you don't need perfect gear or super athletic kids in order to be able to go backpacking and for it to be a successful experience. Start small, go slow, pack a lot of snacks, stay positive. Your kids will remember the adventure, not the mileage. If you haven't backpacked before, then all of this can feel a little intimidating. And if you have backpacked before, but you've never taken kids with you, I am here to tell you that it is an entirely different experience. But the reality is, it is so good. You will make amazing memories, and I want that for you. I really do. So that's why we're here, because our desire is to see you get out there on the trail with your kids, to experience the adventure that you can never acquire watching Netflix or playing Minecraft. So our goal is to equip and inspire you to get outdoors as a family and to have a great time doing it. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope that this video inspires you. Feel free to drop me an email or to check out our website at climbhighadventures.com. And until next time, may you and your kids continue to adventure together.
Okay, so this is our tent. It is raining outside, as you can hear, and so we are backpacking and we are at Camp what?
O'Neill.
O'Neill, Camp O'Neill. Yep. And this is our pack tent because it's raining on us. So we had to pack everything into the tent that could get wet. All of our shoes and all this, and we have to sleep here tonight. And so this will be interesting. We pray that the Lord subsides the rain tomorrow. And we have two little boys who need lots of attention and food to be content, but to rejoice. And that we will do. Yay! The rock! Yay! Yay! Good job!